Hello, my name is Dan Miller, the CEO of Click Marketing Inc., and I want to thank you for taking the time to view this presentation on LeadNetPro. Over the past few years, many things have changed within the sales and marketing industry. In fact, just a few years ago, it was very easy for virtually any company or business to establish an online and offline presence to generate a customer base and create sales. But times truly have changed. For instance, for any type of business to establish a high-quality online presence in today's world, you better be prepared to spend hundreds of hours creating a viable business website loaded with relevant content, or spend thousands of dollars in advertising online. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. The same is now becoming true for traditional marketing efforts, such as direct mail and media advertising also. Unless you are prepared to spend thousands of dollars on advertising campaigns to promote your business using traditional methods of marketing, your efforts end up becoming a waste of your hard-earned money 99% of the time. In turn, while today's technology has vastly improved the way businesses can utilize their marketing efforts around the world, at the same time, it has also caused many businesses to suffer. What I mean by this statement is very easy to understand. For businesses that can easily apply thousands of dollars or hundreds of man-hours towards their marketing efforts, they will always tend to succeed. However, at the same time, businesses that are struggling to make ends meet can't afford the time or the money to compete against the big boys in the industry. To give you a few clear-cut examples of this fact, I've listed a few advertising mediums over the next few pages that you may have even used in the past in your marketing efforts to prove this point. Now, if you have not printed out the PDF for LeadNetPro to go with this presentation, press pause and actually take the time to print that out. You're going to want it, and also grab a pen and paper to take some notes with. You're going to want to write some notes in that PDF document. So if you have not printed out your LeadNetPro report yet, take the time, print it out now, and grab a pen and paper to take some notes. Now, for those of you that have your report in front of you and you have something to write with, let's continue on to page 4. The first couple of advertising examples that I'm going to be covering include online marketing mediums. As any marketing consultant will tell you, regardless of where you're located at, wherever your business is, if you talk to any marketing consultant, they're going to say you need an online presence in today's world if you want your business to be successful. So let's take a look at some of the online marketing mediums that are being used. We're only going to look at a couple of them, and the first one we're going to look at is pay-per-click marketing. This is by far the leader in the industry for online advertising mediums. Here's a fact. While successful businesses and marketers can afford to spend $10,000 to $25,000 a month using pay-per-click advertising, the average business or marketing professional cannot. Now, a lot of people see those numbers and they think there's no way that there's businesses that are spending that much money. In fact, not only are they spending that much money, there's some businesses that are even spending more than that. This is exactly why many small businesses and marketing professionals get squeezed out of this type of advertising medium very quickly. I've known businesses and marketing professionals over the years that have lost thousands of dollars utilizing this type of advertising and will never even attempt to go through that experience again. So who's the real winner here? Well, the winner, of course, is the search engine providers. You have to realize, and here's what many fail to understand, is that search engines like Google and Yahoo control this industry. And I mean they control it. They make billions of dollars every single year by doing so. It is literally their job to consistently raise advertising rates on keywords from those who utilize their services. This is also exactly why so many small businesses and marketing professionals get hurt when using this type of advertising. Just when you think you've created the perfect marketing campaign using pay-per-click marketing and things seem to be going well, the next thing you know is that your cost per click gets raised and it causes you to spend more money. Once your advertising is, your budget is chewed up and you spent it on your campaign, the search engines will usually cast you aside without even saying thank you. And the reason why is they have thousands waiting in line, again, to turn around and spend money with them utilizing their services. Now, just for a quick exercise here, I want you to take and think about just for a second how much you have spent on pay-per-click marketing over the last 3 to 5 years if you've used this type of marketing. So if you have used pay-per-click marketing, just take a couple seconds here and just run quickly through your head. It doesn't have to be an exact figure, just kind of ballpark it and write down at the bottom of page 4 here how much you have spent on pay-per-click advertising in the last 3 to 5 years. Now here's the other question that goes along with this. Did you make a profit, or did you end up losing more than you made when you use this type of advertising? If you made a profit, circle made a profit. If you suffered losses, circle suffered losses. Now once you're done with that, we're going to turn over to page 5. And the second form of online advertising we're going to be covering is organic search results. Now, a lot of people don't consider this advertising, but it truly is. In fact, it comes in second for online advertising under pay-per-click marketing. Now, here's a fact. Organic search results rely on advanced SEO tactics, user-friendly websites, and very relevant content related to specific keywords if you ever hope to receive a high page rank organically within any search engine. Now that's a mouthful, so I'm going to repeat that, but it's pure fact. Organic search results rely on advanced SEO tactics, user-friendly websites, and very relevant content related to specific keywords if you ever hope to receive a high page rank organically within any search engine. Again, this is exactly why many small businesses and marketing professionals can never succeed through this type of marketing. To acquire and maintain a high page rank organically for any website requires many man-hours and the knowledge on how to accomplish it. This is why many businesses and marketing professionals actually hire outside firms to create and maintain their websites for them. You know, whether you believe it or not, these firms charge thousands to their clients per month for the services they provide just to acquire and maintain a high page rank within the search engines. That's the truth. Who's the real winner here? Well, the real winner for organic search results are the outside firms that provide these services of getting you to the top of Google and Yahoo. You see, a firm will usually take on as many clients as it can handle, while at the same time charging you top dollar for their work to get your website to the top of the search engines. The legitimate firms, and a lot of people don't believe this, but this again is fact, will usually charge anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 a month to their clients to get them to the top of those search engines. If a client should leave them, it's not a problem because they usually have a long waiting list of clients that will take the next open position they have immediately. You know, don't get me wrong, there's other firms that are out there, you know, they are known in the industry for charging much less to their clients. But here's what usually happens with these types of firms. The only thing you receive is a receipt for your payment and nothing in return. The main point is if you do not carry the knowledge and the staff to put in the man hours required, or you do not have the budget to hire a legitimate firm to get you to the top of the search engines, it's virtually impossible to achieve it. Now, a lot of people say, well, what exactly is organic search results? Well, this may start to sound familiar to you. You know, how many times have you written articles? How many times have you written press releases? How many times have you tried video marketing, blogging? How many times have you tried to turn around and create relevant content on your websites? Now, I want you to think about this just for a few minutes here, because I want you to list the hours that you've actually worked to produce search engine results over the last 3 to 5 years. You know, how many hours have you put into article marketing, press releases, video marketing, blogging, creating websites? How much of your time have you done, you know, or how much of your time has been consumed over the last 3 to 5 years trying to apply the, you know, this type of marketing? Take a few minutes and actually write that down. Again, just ballpark it. It doesn't have to be exact, but really think about it. Think about what you just put in over the last 3 months, maybe over the last 6 months, the last year. Then think about what you've done over the last few years and write those hours down. Now, how much do you value your time per hour? That's the real question. Is your time worth $3 an hour, $5 an hour, $10 an hour? How much do you value your time per hour? Take a minute and write that down. Now, again, here at the bottom of page 5, Let's take the hours that you've put into producing organic search results and multiply that what you feel your time is worth per hour. Now, when you add up that total, did you make a profit, or did you end up losing more than you made when trying to create organic search results? If you made a profit, circle made a profit. If you suffered losses, circle suffered losses. Now, if you turn to page 6 in your report, you're going to see that the next couple of examples that we're going to be covering include offline marketing mediums, which have been consistently used for decades. And there's a good chance that you've probably used them in the past too. So let's take a look at them. The first one we're going to look at is direct mail. This is by far the leader in the industry for offline advertising mediums. Here's a pure fact. While successful businesses and marketers can afford to spend $5,000 to $15,000 per month or more on direct mail, the average business cannot. It's common knowledge that for any type of direct mail campaign to work, it needs to be maintained consistently month after month, and many small businesses simply do not have the budget to carry out a direct mail campaign consistently on a monthly basis. In fact, most can only afford to do it once or twice with a very small budget. And if their campaign isn't successful the first couple of times, then they're out of the game. Now, think of this. You've probably tried direct mail in the past, and I'm sure you can relate to this statement because it is true. For direct mail to take effect, it needs to be maintained consistently. So who's the real winner here? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It's the mailing list providers for direct mail. A lot of people overlook this fact, but it's very true. And here's why. The mailing list providers by far are the rulers in the direct mail industry. They set the price on their lists. They work with other list providers within their industry and even resell used lists to other list brokers for them to resell again. I mean, if you think about that, it's really crazy what happens within this industry. This is exactly why you have to maintain consistency with any direct mail campaign for at least a period of 3 months or more to achieve real results. Sometimes the list you're mailing out to may be overused and worthless. Other times you may get a fresh list that gives you a great response. Because many businesses do not have the budget to carry out a direct mail campaign though in this fashion, where you're carrying it out for that 3 months or more, they'll do what I call a one-shot wonder and hope for the best. Now, here's what I mean by a one-shot wonder. They'll take their money and they'll put it into 1 or 2 campaigns, direct mail campaigns, and that is it. And when that doesn't work, they'll usually give up on direct mail. Now, again, at the bottom of page 6 here, you're going to see that question. How much have you spent on direct mail campaigns in the last 3 to 5 years? If you've tried this type of marketing in the past, regardless of maybe if it was a small campaign or even several campaigns over the past 3 to 5 years, take a minute to think about how much you spent on direct mail campaigns over the last 3 to 5 years and just add it up. Again, just a ballpark figure and put it in the space provided. Now, don't just think about, here, I won't list it down. Literally, nobody's watching you. Nobody's, you're at your home, your desk, wherever you're at. You're watching this presentation privately. You have your PDF report out in front of you. Take the time to fill these out. Nobody else is going to see it but you. Literally, list down, think about it for a second and list down how much you spent on direct mail campaigns in the last 3 to 5 years if you use this type of marketing before. Now, when you look at the cost that you've put into direct mail over the past 3 to 5 years, if you've used this type of advertising, did you make a profit, or did you end up losing more than you made? If you made a profit, circle made a profit. If you suffered losses, circle suffered losses. Now, I'm going to have you flip over to page 7 here in the report, because the second offline advertising medium we're going to be covering is newspaper and magazine advertising. Now, this comes in second to offline advertising, right under direct mail. Now, here's a fact. To maintain an effective print media campaign, the average business or marketing professional needs a monthly budget of $3,000 to $10,000 or more and should run their campaign for a minimum of 3 to 4 months. And that's just pure fact. That's the industry standard. Again, this is another reason why so many small businesses and marketing professionals cannot compete within this medium. They simply do not have the budget. Many only have a budget to place 1 or 2 ads, so they'll place their ads and hope for the best. This can be a very costly mistake because statistics prove that the average person will only respond to an ad after they've seen it a few times. So if you only have the budget to place your advertising a couple times and that's it, your marketing campaign is already going against what statistics have proven for over the last 50 years. Regardless, many small businesses and marketing professionals will still place their ads anyway, and they'll lose everything when their results do not come in like they hope they would. It's just a pure fact. So who's the real winner here? Well, the real winner is the newspaper and the magazines. Magazines and newspapers make their profits by only selling one product, advertising space, and that's it. Not to mention that many charge thousands of dollars for a single display ad. This is why successful businesses and marketing professionals with a big monthly advertising budget utilize this type of marketing. This way their advertisements can be seen monthly, and with repetition, and what I mean by repetition is their advertisements are being seen month after month after month, now people will start to respond to them. In the meantime, small businesses and marketing professionals with a tight budget cannot carry the same weight. So here's what they'll do. They'll take a chance and spend their entire nest egg on one or two ads, and the results are usually devastating. I've seen this happen to hundreds of small businesses and marketing professionals over the years, and 99% of the time they end up losing their money instead of building their profits. So here's the next little exercise. How much have you spent on newspaper and magazine ads in the last 3 to 5 years? Think about this just for a second again. We're just going to take a few seconds to do this. But if you've used magazine advertising before, whether it's a classified ad, a display ad, half-page ad, full-page ad, a classified ad in a newspaper, it doesn't matter what it's been. But if you've used newspapers and magazine advertising in the last 3 to 5 years, just turn around and add up in your head what you spent on this advertising medium and put it in the space provided. Again, nobody's watching you. You're at home, so literally take the time to do this. Figure out what you spent if you've used this type of advertising and write it down. Now, did you make a profit or did you end up losing more than you made? If you made a profit, circle made a profit. If you suffered losses, circle suffered losses. After you're done with that, we're going to flip over to page 8 in your report, because I don't want you to forget about the other programs or marketing efforts that you've also tried online and offline over the last 3 to 5 years either. Take a minute or two to write some of them down. For those of you that may need to get your brain working, need a little help here, these would be things such as, let's say you went out and you've dispersed flyers. You had flyers printed up. Maybe for online, you've joined traffic exchanges. Just think of everything that you've put in to your marketing efforts over the last 3 to 5 years that we have not already covered, and take a few minutes just to write some of those down and what you spent on them. Again, nobody's watching you. This is all private. This isn't going anywhere. Nobody can see what you're doing. So really take a minute to think about it. Think about what you've spent online. Think about other programs that you've tried online to increase your business. Think about other things that you've spent offline to increase your business. Okay, once you're done with that, now I want you to add up the total cost from any additional marketing efforts that you've done over the last 3 to 5 years and put it in the space provided. Now, once you add those up, and again, just ballpark it. It doesn't need to be exact. This isn't a math test, but just ballpark it, put it in the space provided, and once you do that, look at that number. Did you make a profit, or did you end up losing more than you made? If you made a profit, circle made a profit. If you suffered losses, circle suffered losses. Now here's the real question. What were you hoping to achieve with all of your marketing efforts that you've done for your business? Now I've talked to hundreds of business owners and marketing professionals over the past 3 to 5 years, literally hundreds of them, and almost every one of them has stated to me to generate sales. But they're mistaken. The reason for all their advertising efforts is not to generate sales. And when you flip over to page 9, you're going to see why. The point to any advertising campaign is to do one thing, and that is to generate sales leads. See, once you've generated sales leads, then you work on converting your leads into sales. This is something that every seasoned marketing professional in successful business knows and understands. Again, just look at the facts. What does pay-per-click advertising produce? Well, it doesn't produce sales. It produces sales leads. What does organic search results produce? You know, all your article marketing, your press releases that you try to put out there. Does it produce sales for you? Of course not. It produces sales leads. What does direct mail produce? Again, it doesn't produce sales. It produces sales leads. Same with newspaper and magazine advertising. You know, it's all put out there to produce sales leads. The bottom line is that everything you do within your business to increase sales and build profits begins with generating sales leads. Let's face it, if you don't have sales leads for your business, you can never expect to generate any sales for your business. Sales leads are the key for any business to succeed, including yours. The more sales leads your business has to work with, the more sales you can expect to have. The more sales you have, the more profitable your business becomes. This is where the downfall starts with many small businesses and marketing professionals that are out there. You know, they're unable to generate a steady supply of leads to maintain a steady stream of sales. Now, let's flip over to page 9, or excuse me, page 10 here in your PDF report, because I want to bring up a few points. You know, with today's technology and the constant rising cost of advertising, you know, most people will think, how can the average small business or marketing professional, you know, ever compete against those that carry a 5 or 6 figure monthly advertising budget? You know, that's what a lot of people think. How can I compete? I'm a small business. And the truth is, you know, many people will say, I can't. Well, this is exactly why we took the time to develop LeadNetPro. What if you never had to pay to generate another sales lead again? What if you had an endless supply of leads for any business that you're involved with? What if you had the ability to produce thousands of leads on a daily basis? What if you could use today's technology to contact those leads within minutes? What if you never had to pay for a mailing list again? Well, this is exactly what LeadNetPro provides. And we're actually going to show you this in a real quick demonstration here. We're going to take a few minutes and show you this powerful tool in action. So sit back. You're about to see what LeadNetPro can do for your business. Number one, with LeadNetPro, you'll never have to purchase another sales lead again when you are utilizing this powerful tool. With LeadNetPro, you can target keywords or industries and produce thousands of leads within seconds. Produce multiple lists daily, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. You can produce email lists and call lists within minutes for any industry. Every list of leads is automatically pre-filtered and pre-formatted through LeadNetPro. Every list is also automatically dated, cataloged, and stored within your system. If you need to print mailing labels, you can do it within seconds with just a click of your mouse. You can contact thousands of leads within minutes through phone broadcasting. The ability to accept live call transfers using phone broadcasting with the latest technology if that's what your business needs. And here's the best part. You can access your system from any computer with an internet connection. Now, I want you to think back on what you spent on trying to promote your business using advertising mediums over the last 3 to 5 years. Think of the money you spent with pay-per-click marketing, organic search results, the time and effort that you've put into that. Think of direct mail. Think of newspaper and magazine advertising. Think of all the other advertising that you've done. Has your business generated the sales leads you had hoped it would utilizing those methods and spending the amount of money and time you have put into those methods? If you haven't, then LeadNetPro is your solution. LeadNetPro truly levels the playing field for small businesses and marketing professionals, allowing you to generate as many leads as you want without having a massive advertising budget to rely on. Where would your business be today if you could increase your sales 300 to 400%? Again, this is exactly what LeadNetPro allows you to do. Never pay for a sales lead again. So the next time you're fighting against pay-per-click marketing costs, purchasing lists for direct mail, placing media advertising, or spending hours writing articles and placing blog content, just remember that with LeadNetPro, you can have your marketing for the day completed within minutes while generating sales leads consistently day after day. Many small businesses and marketing professionals just like you have already chosen to increase their sales, and you can be doing the same thing. To get started, just click on the link right below this presentation and put the power of LeadNetPro behind your business today. Now, I want to thank you for taking the time to view this presentation, and I hope it was informative. This is Dan Miller wishing you the best of luck with your business and all the success in the world.